Flu vaccines are important now more than ever for your family and your community. Hillsborough County leaders, along with local health and safety experts, are urging residents to get their flu vaccines. A flu vaccine this season can help reduce the burden on healthcare systems that are responding to the COVID-19 pandemic and save medical resources for care of COVID-19 patients. Reducing illness and hospitalization from the flu helps keep everyone safer. To prevent the flu and help stop the spread of COVID-19, here are a few tips you should know. Get your flu shot. Practice proper hand washing by using soap and water and wash for at least 20 seconds. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer if you cannot wash. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Cough and sneeze into a tissue and then throw it away. Clean high-touch surfaces frequently. Some examples include doorknobs, credit and debit cards, cell phones, keyboards and mouse devices, and toilet handles. Wear a face covering when around others or if social distancing isn't possible. Stay home if you're feeling sick. If you have any flu-like symptoms, avoid contact with the public. Avoid sharing personal items and spaces with those close to you, and seek medical care early if you're feeling sick. You can help save lives by reducing the spread of viruses. We encourage you to visit hcflgov.net/staysafe for up-to-date information.
Flossing in the morning is a really great way to keep your teeth healthy and start the day. But when you're through, here's what you do. Throw it in the trash, don't flush it. There's a problem lots of people don't know, called sanitary sewer overflow. A condition buried deep in the ground, inside a pipe where bad clouds are found. It's a problem we can all help solve, so throw it in the trash, don't flush it. Baby wipes, bandages, cotton pads, paper towels, dental floss, clog up bad. Medicines, kitty litter, cotton swabs, hair. Throw them in the trash, don't flush it. It just takes a second to do the right thing. So toss it and let's keep our pipes clean. Throw it in the trash, don't flush it. If it's not toilet paper, don't flush it. Even if it says you can, don't flush it. If you're having any doubts, don't flush it. One more time, don't flush it.
Hello, Mother. Something smells good.
Good morning, sweetie. I'm making breakfast for you. Can you clean the bacon pan for me?
Sure thing. No, Billy, don't do it. It's bad for your pipes and bad for the environment.
Don't listen to him, Billy. Just pour it down the drain and forget about it. What's a little grease going to do?
Actually, there's a lot that grease can do to damage your home and the environment. Picture this. When you decide to pour fats, oils, or grease down the drain, you are letting those substances harden up and stick to your pipe walls, causing clogs and backups in your home that can eventually lead to expensive repairs. And can also cause gross smells and a nasty situation for your neighborhood and the environment.
You can smell it.
Instead, when the substance cools down, stick it in a plastic container. Make sure the lid is sealed tight and drop it off at your nearest cooking oil recycling station in Hillsborough County. That way, you're helping the environment and saving your family money, so they could buy you that new skateboard you've always wanted.
All right.
It's a win-win for everyone.
New skateboard? Oh, yeah. Your way is definitely better than mine. Let's recycle that grease.
For more information on how you can recycle your fats, oils, or grease, visit hcflgov.net/core.
Good morning. It's 9 o'clock on February 16th, 2021. Call the Hillsborough County Board of Adjustments, Appeals, and Examiners to order. We're going to stand, recite the pledge, going to give testimony. Please remain standing for the oath. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if you're going to give any testimony, please answer the following question. Do you promise to affirm any testimony you will give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please be seated. If you have a cell phone, off, vibrate only. Can the clerk call the roll, please?
Sam Greenberg,
Here.
Mike McEnany, William Deaver, Charles Foster, Daniel Greenberg,
Present.
Henry Mosley,
Present.
James Palavita, Kathy Pratt,
Present.
Doug Shields,
Present.
Okay, so Foster and Deaver did not answer.
Hello?
Present.
Who you asking? David Munoz?
If you're not actively participating, please mute your microphone, your phone, so we don't get the background noise, please. Okay, we did not meet in January due to the pandemic, so has everybody had a chance to read the minutes from December? Can I get a motion, please? Motion to approve.
Mosley second.
Okay, so McEnany motion, Mosley second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So moved. Any unfinished business? Okay. Any new business? Review of applications for contractor licensing. There's 2 minor corrections to the list. Paving contractor Stephen Moise is for test, not reciprocity. And DORMAN PUJOLS is not reciprocity for building contractor, that's for test. Other than that, the list as published is correct. We'll go through reciprocities first to establish a consent agenda. Any comments on DAREN, DALY, reciprocity for paving contractor?
Morning,
Any
Darren. This is Glenn. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Any comments on grade DONLEY? Second hearing reciprocity for roofing contractor?
Yes. Shields.
Fields, okay. Any comments on Rick Gifford, reciprocity for building contractor? Comments on Robin McCauley, reciprocity for painting contractor? Any comments on Bernard TREIDER, reciprocity for painting contractor? Yes. So on the consent agenda, I have DAREN, DALY, reciprocity for paving contractor. Rick Gifford, reciprocity for building contractor. Robert McCauley, reciprocity for painting contractor. Motion.
Yeah, Mosley, second.
So Palavita motion. Mosley second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved. Okay.
Excuse me, Doug,
Yes.
can you go ahead and mute your mic for us? When you're not
Is it
speaking.
not working now?
It works now. It's just we're getting a lot of audio from you when you're not speaking.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you.
Okay, the comments for Grade Donley, second hearing for roofing contractor. Doug, you had a question?
Yes, sir. We're talking about credit here, correct?
I'm sorry, that was a lot of noise. Could you repeat that?
The question was about the credit.
Yes, sir.
I still have issue with the credit. I know you bounced in here with some extra things, but I just still have issues with the credit. I see on 11/13 we had a return payment of insufficient funds, and I think that's pretty recent.
Yes, sir, that was because, if I may,
Go
that was
ahead.
because there were fraud on my card, and that card was canceled. I had to call back and change the card on that payment.
On that payment?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The card that was saved to that was canceled by my bank.
Okay. Yeah, I know you had issues. I didn't, we postponed this because of the credit situation, and then when I saw that there was something that fresh, it bothered me. If that's taken care of, I have no issues.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody else?
I make a motion to approve.
Second, Shields.
So McEnany, motion, Shields, second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. The other one for reciprocity question was Bernard TREIDER, TREIDER, painting contractor, who had a question.
I did regarding credit. I did regarding credit.
Okay. Mr. TREIDER, are you on the call?
Why was this file?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, why was this file so big?
He sent in more material.
There's a lot of tax returns in there for some reason.
So he was the one that tax returns and he couldn't get approval from the employer or something. So there was a lot of information.
Yeah, it was so far back.
Are you asking me why the file was so big?
Yeah, we got that answered. I couldn't get to the credit part of the file. So rather than just, passing through, I wanted to see if somebody had reviewed it and confirmed that he was, had worthy credit.
I didn't see anything outstandingly bad, and even the misbehaviors were misdemeanors, not felonies. So I had no issue.
Mike, his credit was stellar.
Say again, Doug?
His credit was stellar, was really good.
Anybody else?
Okay, then I'm fine.
Okay, motion.
Mosley, second.
Okay, so Palavita, motion to approve. Mosley, second. Reciprocity for painting contractor. Any discussion?
Under discussion, Mr. TREIDER, this is Doug Shields. Thank you for your time in the military.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
My pleasure.
That's all.
Okay. Anybody else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, under test, I'll read all the names. If you have an issue, let me know. James Brannickford, test for tile marble contractor. Any comments? Ariagna Garcia, second hearing test experience drywall contractor. Jonathan Harris, second hearing test credit painting contractor.
Yeah, Mosley.
VLADIMIR LLANES Garcia, second hearing test credit insulation contractor. Stephen Moise, test for paving contractor.
Mosley again.
Frank Nieves, Nieves, test for painting contractor.
Yeah, Mosley too.
Okay. Claudio Pascal, test for painting contractor.
Yeah, Mosley again.
Dorman PUJOLS, PUJOLS, building contractor. Dan Taylor, test for painting contractor.
Yeah, Mosley again.
Okay, so we have James Brannickford for tile marble contractor. Ariagna Garcia, test for drywall contractor. Vladimir Garcia, test for insulation contractor. Those are all on the consent. Motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I second the motion.
Okay, Mosley, McEnany. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so first one with question with Jonathan Harris for second hearing painting contractor, Mr. Mosley.
Yeah, from what I can tell, his staff indicated that he had not submitted any additional information since the last hearing. And I'm just curious if he's at the hearing or if he's online. I can't tell.
I'm here. Jason, I did want to confirm he did, afterwards, after we sent the original packet, he did provide an update.
Okay.
And he was within the timeline.
Okay.
Okay, do you have a specific question?
I don't, because I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was a second package because
I sent that.
Yeah, we got a second package within the time frame that's appropriate 5 business days before the meeting. So yeah,
Okay.
because I know I pulled the old packet and marked it.
Okay.
So yeah. That's if you should have gotten 2 packages.
Mr. Harris?
Yes,
Is
sir.
he here?
It's from February 9th. Go ahead, Mike.
What is the status on your other license problem with the real estate? When will that be resolved?
That will be resolved when I get the documentations from the previous tenant, so I can schedule. They needed me to provide documents from the previous tenant that was holding.
I didn't catch that.
Wanted me to documentation, but I'm not going to practicing.
Jonathan, this is Glenn. Your audio keeps coming out.
Oh, I apologize. We're practicing real estate realtor at the time. They wanted me to provide documentation from one of my tenants back from 2018. Trying to get that information, and when I would do get it on the information sent in. But I don't have intentions on pursuing being a realtor.
So the status, are you currently suspended by the real estate board for actively working or what?
No, it's I had a tenant in the property that reported that I was a realtor at the time, but I wasn't in the capacity of a realtor. I owned several properties, and it was a misunderstanding. I had sent in, I didn't send it in the appropriate time. So based off that, the license was revoked at that time in 2019, I believe.
Okay, so you no longer have a real estate license?
No.
Mr. Harris.
Talk to the mic.
Mr. Harris, good morning. So I believe we have your updated packet here, and I'm looking at some TransUnion stuff here, Equifax stuff regarding credit disputes. I just see that you disputed it. I don't see the resolution of this. There's several pages missing.
I haven't filed any disputes. When we started this, I had a credit score of 409, and I had some stuff that needed to be paid, accounts that weren't paid. Since that conversation, all of my accounts, and I got new trade lines. I opened up about 19 worth of credit, and I have an account now at Home Depot. My credit score is currently 590. I've went up substantially since our previous meeting, and diligently tried to get it higher. And I believe I sent that twice. I sent it, and I also sent it in. I sent I sent all the information, I believe. I can pull it up if necessary.
Well, I see that you have 2 letters disputing credit, but I'm looking at your your delinquencies here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So I don't really see that this has been corrected.
I don't have any delinquencies.
Can't understand anything.
Hey, Jonathan, I'm sorry. One more time. We're having some issues with your audio, so if you can turn off your video, that may improve your audio quality. Okay, so you can start speaking.
Yeah, I don't have any delinquent accounts. All of my Capital Ones, Credit Ones, Discover, everything's up to date. My utilization right now is
Well, I appreciate that, but I think what I'm trying to communicate to you is that I don't see evidence of that. The report that I have in front of me says delinquent times 6. I have a Equifax credit cover page that says you disputed a charge, but I have no resolution of that. I have another one from TransUnion saying you're disputing a charge, but no specifics.
Oh.
Is this the updated information that you sent?
No, I'm not.
Other than that, I see screenshots from a cell phone of credit scores.
Yeah, I'm not disputing anything on my credit file. What took place is I have a city card, and there was a transaction that took place in New Jersey back in November, and I noticed it and notified the credit card company. After I notified the credit card company, they filed a dispute for that transaction. The credit card's still active and able to use. However, I did get a notification on all of my credit files that a dispute is in action at this time, but the account is not in dispute. All of my accounts that I currently have, the Credit One, the Indigo, all of them, they're all active. They're all active. They're all in active state. All in active state. The only negative account that was showing in there was a medical, which was Phoenix Financial. But aside from that, everything that was reported was insufficient standings. But I'm not currently in dispute with any of my accounts, but except for that one transaction inside of Citibank.
Okay.
But I did everything that I was asked to do, and like I said, I brought the credit from a 409 to a 590 currently, and that was since our last conversation in November, and currently we're in February.
Yeah, I know.
So I've been doing everything that I can, and I even open up credit lines like as instructed.
Yeah, Mr. Harris, I think it's really important that we see evidence of all the disputes, all the delinquencies, collections, whatever, that are listed here. We need to see them cleaned up. And I don't think there's a problem with your experience at all. I think the big issue is with credit right now. And we don't have proof of clean credit.
Is there a particular account that you're stating that's in dispute or not valid? Maybe that's where yeah. Is there an account that you're stating at default status? So I can go review it, perhaps.
Yeah, you need to get with back with the county. But there's Credit Bank, CB Indigo, Capital One is still showing those current 120 plus Ally Financials and delinquent.
No, that's I just pulled my credit 3 days before Karen.
Okay, just get us the information, and we'll have to try it again. Get us the cleaned up information, and we'll give it a go next month, or however long you need.
Well, that's what I did. I provided that information in January when it was rectified, and then you guys said you did not get it. And then I was notification saying you apologized that you didn't see the documentation in February. But I've been working on this for months.
Right. So, Mr. Harris, we have 2 packets from you. We have one from January, which was postponed. We have 24 pages in that packet. Packet from February that we have access to has 29 pages. The only difference is some screenshots of a credit score that, honestly, I'm not making any accusations here, but
I don't have accounts. That's what I'm saying. All the CB, the credit one, those all been rectified. That's how the credit went up.
Yeah, I understand that, but you have to understand our position here, man. We're looking at screenshots that don't have your name, that don't have any information about who this credit card comes from. And, I don't think that's enough to satisfy the board today. That's just my opinion. So everybody else can weigh in.
Would you like to see the actual credit report?
Yes, when you resubmit. Yes.
That's what I submitted.
We don't have it, sir.
Yeah, well, we have delinquencies and collection, and they're all highlighted in yellow in what we received. So you really need to get a copy from the county of what was submitted, and then give it another shot.
What other shot would you like me to do? Because all those accounts are now on negative status. How do you like me to provide you the account? Because every account that's associated with my Social Security number is all paid off. And it's been paid off.
That's not what the report that was submitted states. You have Ally Finance delinquent 90 days.
No.
Past due amounts. If they're in error, get us something in writing that says these are all corrected from the financial institution or from the credit bureau, and then we can move forward. But right now, based on what's been submitted, you have a bunch of bad credit. We still don't see any good credit. So that's part of what we're looking for as well. So
I sincerely apologize for 100% inaccurate. I can show you the credit report from Experian that I'm paying for. I pulled from all 3 bureaus, from TransUnion as well as Equifax as well. I have no delinquent accounts.
Okay.
Every account that you're stating there has been paid off in full. The only other option that I can do for you is print off a statement, but all my statements are digital. That'll show the account balances are 0 for $12. But
that's fine.
Everything's been paid off. So I apologize, but I've rectified this multitudes of times, and it sounds as if I'm having to delay it again.
Okay. Motion.
Motion to put off for 30 or 60 days until we can get verification of good credit.
Mosley seconds.
Yes, McEnany Mosley to table for up to 60 days. If you can get it done for the time for the March meeting, you need to get it into staff by March 1st. So
I can get it in. I just need to make sure you guys receive it on time, because someone sent an email saying they apologized, they didn't receive it, and sent it on time.
Now, the last one that we got was dated February 9th, and that was it within the deadline.
No, I sent it in January, and the person named Jason responded to me and said, I apologize, we missed it. I forwarded it to you. I sent it on time in January.
Okay, well, the January meeting was postponed because of the
Yeah, I don't know about the dating, but the documents were sent on time, but someone didn't acknowledge the document sent in January. That's why in February, someone said, hey, we didn't get it. So that's my concern, that I'd like to send it in appropriate time, but I want to make sure that where I send it.
Okay, if you send it to Jason and staff, he'll get it, and then just follow up with him with an email, and he'll notice you upon receipt.
Can you guys just pull it again? Wouldn't that just suffice everything?
Say again?
Can't you just pull my credit? Just pull a recent report. Wouldn't that suffice for everything? Like a recent up-to-date report. Can you pull one as of February 2021?
No, we can't do that today. We got this meeting, we have a big agenda.
No, I know that, but when we have what the report that you're looking at sounds like you're looking at one from last year. You don't have an updated one from this year. So I'm looking for, when can you pull a new report, like a new credit report, to help with this?
Mr. Harris, get with Jason and get it squared away with him, and we'll try it again next month.
Next meeting is March 16th. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We'll talk to you next month. Okay. Stephen Moise for paving contractor, Mr. Mosley.
Yeah, I had some issues with the credit. Give me a second to pull it back up again.
This is Kathy Pratt. Yeah, there's a delinquency for $4,282.
Mr. Moise, are you with us? Stephen, Jean-Claude, Moise, testing for paving. He also didn't answer question number 4 on the application. No,
He's
it's
a
for
test.
test.
Yeah.
But on the application, question number 4 for background information is blank. One more time, Mr. Moise. M-O-I-S-E.
I do not see him on the line.
Okay. No show.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
Mosley will make a motion to table for 60 days.
Second. Mosley and Dan Greenberg table for 60 days, which would be the April meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Claudio Pascal, test for painting contractor, Mr. Mosley.
How about Frank Knives? Do we,
Which one?
N-I-E-V-E-S?
Yeah, okay,
Frank
go
Knives.
backwards. Fine, sorry, missed that.
Okay, sorry.
Frank Knives, test for painting contractor.
Yeah, I had a question about his experience.
Mr. Knives. N-I-E-V-E-S.
I do not see him on the line either.
Okay. Not here. Motion?
This is his first hearing?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to table for 60 days, please.
Do you have a second?
Second. I got a question, Sam.
Have a motion and a second. Go ahead.
Will he be notified that this has been delayed for 60 days? He'll know, he'll
We'll
be
get
aware.
an email or something.
And he'll be made aware of why it was delayed.
Yes, we'll tell him that he's expected to appear virtually or at the library. Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
My issue was hands-on experience. I see he's got a lot of administrative experience,
Yeah,
but I
I
don't see
agree.
the hands-on.
I had the same question.
Okay.
Okay, so have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And that's the table for 60 days again. Up to 60 days and notify him. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, test Claudiu Pascal.
Yes.
Test for painting contractor.
Yep. Mosley has a question on experience.
Pascal.
Yes, please.
You're here?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, Mr. Pascal, we've approved somebody else previously who is sort of singularly focused its painting experience on concrete floors, epoxy coatings.
Yes.
But they had some verification of experience from another painter that qualified their work, and you don't have that. You seem to have some certifications from schools that have approved or basically shown you the techniques. But do you have any experience that can be validated from a painting contractor or from a building contractor?
No, I was working with somebody in Citrus County. We do the garage together, epoxy and everything.
Was he licensed?
From what I know, they don't need the license in Citrus County.
In Citrus County.
Yeah.
If you're going to speak, you got to be on the mic.
Still getting used to that. Yeah, if you look in the PDF there under the, I guess it's the first, page 5, the first listing of job experience. If you scroll down, there's a description of hands-on work. Nothing about, a painting contract or anything, but there is some detailed description of, applying paints and prep work.
Yeah, but that's from him.
Right.
Right. This is saying this is what I do. Yeah, I don't think that this is a difficult type of painting he does, but he is doing it around other customers, and so the verification of his experience from another licensed contractor is what I would hope to find. But I'd like to give him a little consideration, but
yeah, so
I just don't see it.
Mr. Pascal, could you get anything from from Affordable and Reliable Painting in Citrus County? Can you get a letter from them detailing your experience?
From the company which I was working?
Yeah, would that work if they're not licensed in Citrus?
Yes, I have like a notarized declaration from them that I did some job with them.
I didn't catch that. Sorry, could you repeat that, sir?
They write like a notarized declaration that I would do some work with them from the company in Citrus County.
How about a building contractor or a general contractor? Would that suffice in lieu of I could see it being hard for him to get a painting contractor to verify it?
Yeah, building contractor, anybody that's holding a license like that, residential, commercial.
Who did qualify his application?
Nobody yet.
Okay.
Well, not that I can see.
This is Kathy. I have a question about the charges on the background report as well. Clarification.
Okay, that one is coming from my not having too much experience with the request in US.
Yeah, working with that.
When I opened my company, I asked, do I need a license? The lady who did my company, I opened my company. They said, yes, you need a license. You need to go to tax collector to take the license from there. I've been to tax collection, and I said, look, I opened my epoxy company, and I need to have a license. They give me a license. The paper say, okay, this is your license, and you can start working. I've been after that, when I did my research, I've been also in downtown in Kennedy Boulevard. And I said, look, do I need a license to do the painting or this stuff? And I said, I have this paper from tax collection for epoxy, no painting, for epoxy. Nobody knew nothing about that. And I start working having that paper that I have license for epoxy. I didn't have any clue that I need, in order to do epoxy to the floor, I need to have license for painting. This is not, I don't do painting, I do epoxy. But I still need to take the license for the painting in order to do epoxy. That's my problem. I did, what happened that basically I get arrested. I go to a job, somebody called me. They call me if you come to do a quotation for me. I've been to the person garage over there, and they said, "Okay, can you make a quotation for me?" I made a quotation, and they arrest me. Just they said I don't have a license to work to do epoxy. I told them, "Look, I have these papers." They said, "No, you need to have license for painting."
Okay, all right.
I found that.
Let's, time out. Okay, so your experience is through Extreme Polishing Systems, correct?
Yes.
Okay. They have an outfit here in Hillsborough County.
Yes.
So that means if they're doing business in Hillsborough County, they would be licensed. Get somebody from this company to qualify your hours and have them submit it. Letterhead, that'll be your verification.
Yes, I have a letterhead from them.
Okay, so we don't have that. We need that. That's what we're looking for.
It's a letterhead. This Extreme Polishing company is the company where I do my training.
Yes. Get someone there to write out these words. Claudio Pascal has 2,000 hours applying paint. Something to that effect. That's all we need to see. And that person or that company needs to be licensed in this county, which they are.
They are, but I don't have 2,000 hours from them because
there it goes.
I did training with them.
Okay, but your training is from May 2019, right? Or sorry, January of 2019 to May 2020.
From January to May with affordable and reliable painting in Citrus County. In order for me to become more qualified to do epoxy, I took a training in Miami to Extreme Polishing System Company. For 1 week, I stay over there and I did 10 hours per day, 5 or 6 days, I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
I did training for epoxy.
What about this? So you've got from January 2019 to May 2020. What were you doing during that time?
I was, but I would do some training with them. When they have some jobs, they do the garage. I go over there and I do the training with them.
Yes, you did physical work. Yes, you painted, you cleaned, you prepped.
Yes.
Okay, get those guys to write you a letter and send it in. That's all you need to do.
I have that one with me. It's just.
Okay, but we need. Want to help me out here?
Yeah. Claudio, you need to get those guys to write it down. Okay, it can be cumulative. You understand what I mean by cumulative? One guy can say you did, 800 hours. Another guy said you can do 1,200 hours, total of 2,000 hours.
I have the paper. Look, I have from this.
Okay, well, I'm glad you have that paper, but we need the paper here, and it needs to be signed and notarized by the gentleman that can verify your work experience.
Notarized. Everything is notarized.
Well, then you can send it into staff. Okay, we'll revisit this in 30 days. That's the best we can do. If it's not in front of us now, we can't deal with it over a video conference call. So I'll make a motion to table for 30 days.
Second.
Claudio, if you have the letter, send it in quickly.
Okay, I have it. Okay, I'll send it over. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second, Mosley and Dan Greenberg. Discussion.
Yeah, I've got a question. The epoxy flooring that he's putting in is more of a floor covering than somebody actually going out and painting a house. Does the county require a license to put a liquid base floor covering in? I mean, it's not tile, it's not wood, it's paint on a floor.
Yep. They have before.
Yes, what we do is if it's inside of the house, we require the painting license. If they're doing something outside on the driveway or a lanai or a front porch, we don't require the license.
Even if it's on the floor.
Yes, even if it's on the floor. We don't require it for countertops if they're doing countertops, but they have done it for anything inside the house, whether it be the garage floor or any of these acid washes they now do on concrete floors inside the house, as opposed to putting down flooring, we require them to have the painting license.
Okay.
I think even just the grinding of the concrete silica, the silica is a, carcinogen. So I think if it's in the house, somebody ought to be really careful about how they prep that floor, at the very least.
Okay. Anybody else? All those in favor of the motion to table for 30 days, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Dorman PUJOLS, PUJOLS, building contractor. You on the call?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who had a question?
Yes, Mosley did for sure. About his work experience. I'm looking at his stated experience and it looks to me more like a residential contractor, not a building contractor. That's number one. And even that doesn't really have a solid job description as to the scope of the work and things that he's done. And he may have that experience, it just hasn't validated it or proven it to me.
I mean, all I see is electrical contractors.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. I guess the question is, why not the electrical contractor? You seem to have more experience there than anywhere else.
I'm an electrical contractor already, sir.
Yeah, we know that. But you're saying you're a building contractor, and I don't see the work experience. I apologize. Can you tell us about your background building houses from the ground up or working in commercial buildings?
Yes, I've worked with Rick Munoz for over 10 years on and off, and other contractors from painting to framing, demolition, drywall, concrete. Currently working with Rick right now, building his primary home on in St. Petersburg. So I believe I do have the experience. I work on my own homes. So anything you need, any more verification, I'm willing to get it and prove it. Yes, sir.
But we're not seeing anything that would be relative to a commercial building. Building contractor is residential as well as commercial buildings up to 4 stories in height. I don't see anything describing that type of work or an interior build out for a business. So like Mr. Mosley's saying, we need a lot more detail of the work that you've actually done hands-on.
So what would I need to get?
You need another affidavit that explains, signed by either a building contractor or a general contractor, detailing the actual work you've done, that you've done the layout, you've placed the footings, you physically laid the block, erected steel, did the framing on a building that's at least, 3-4 stories in height, or interior build it on a commercial building like some kind of company, any kind of business that's a commercial business.
I done all of that with Rick, so I would have to, I guess, fill out. He filled out the information, thinking that was sufficient. So I guess he's gonna have to put more information on that, on that part.
Right. You need 8,000 hours of attestable work. And what I tell people when we do this at the state level is basically make a list over several years. You worked on ABC Liquors, you worked on a Home Depot, you worked on a doctor's office. Give, it doesn't have to be specific to your address and name, but certainly worked on an accounting office and did the interior build out. And it was 1 story, it was 2 stories, it was 8,000 square feet, it was exactly what it was that we do and not just a house. I mean, all he said, we've worked together, easily has over 10,000 hours. We've worked in residential, commercial buildings from remodel to new construction. We need details. And then there's no question, you coordinated trades, you actually pounded nails. That's what we're looking for.
Okay, understood.
Let me ask you one question. Would this application be okay with the board if it was a residential contractor versus a building contractor?
Yes.
No, I'm asking.
I'd be okay with that.
Because I think, that's the problem. The building contractors are a little bit more intense application versus a residential. And maybe that's probably would have been a better suited for what we got right here in front of us.
But we're still not seeing details. Did he dig footings? Did you place the concrete, place and finish? Did you do block work? Did you do stucco? What exactly in specificity did you do on a house that you build a bunch of houses? Okay. What did you actually do? We're looking for the hands-on. I'm not seeing it even for residential.
Right. Well, it's definitely got to the electrical part.
And I have, but I wasn't. I apologize. I didn't know you all needed all that information though.
Yeah, more detail is better than less. Okay. Motion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, make a motion to table for 60 days to give the applicant a chance to fine tune his application.
Mosley, do I have a second?
Second motion.
McEnany. Discussion, all's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dan Taylor, test for painting contractor. Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there were questions.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yep. Mr. Taylor, you're applying for a painting contractor, that's correct?
Correct.
Do you hold any other licenses in the county?
In Hillsborough County, no.
All right. So on your application, you stated you're doing drywall work that requires a license.
Well, I was doing drywall work under a GC. So that's what all the stuff I was doing. What I'll be doing now, I need a painting license because I'm trying to, an insurance company has said that as soon as I get my painting license, they'll give me a bunch of painting work. So that's all I'm trying to do is just the painting license so I can get on with this insurance company to do their painting work for them.
Sure, but you're the owner of Taylor Construction and Home Repair LLC, yes?
Correct.
Okay, on your application, you're saying you do drywall and painting, neither of which you have a license for. So you need to apply for a drywall license as well.
Okay. Even though I do, my only drywall I do is under a GC, and I was under the impression that as long as I'm working for the GC, I could do their kind of work. I won't be doing any kind of drywall work outside of just the work I do for that GC.
Dan, that is correct. If he's working for a contractor, any work that the contractor can do.
Sure.
But he has to be a one-man band.
Right, under
Okay.
Jim Walter provision.
Jim Walter provisions, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but along Dan's point is this just the name of your company is misleading and probably subject to a case against somebody who's saying, Taylor Construction and Home Repairs. I mean, that doesn't say anything about painting.
Correct.
You're licensed to do painting, and it should just say painting. Anything else beyond, you're not doing construction, you're not doing repairs, you're doing painting. I mean, I would be afraid to give you a license and let you get qualified under that name, because I think if you tossed a card out there and said, I'm just a painting contractor, but your license or your company says Taylor Construction and Home Repairs, you're not supposed to be doing anything else other than painting under a painting license. That's one of my first questions.
That's all I would be doing. I have licenses in other counties where I can do other things. So that's how I, originally came up with the home repair.
Well, see, I asked you if you had other licenses. You said no.
You said for Hillsborough County.
occupational-
You asked if I had any place in Hillsborough County, and I said not in Hillsborough County. I do in other counties.
I would like to see all those licenses you have in other counties.
Sure.
Make sure they're not just an occupational license, that they're actually you know, a trade license from the
Sure.
county? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't see them, and you were asked if you had them, and you said no.
So you asked if I have any other county licenses in Hillsborough County. I do not have
Okay.
any other licenses in Hillsborough County.
Okay.
I do in other
All right.
counties though.
If that's correct, then I stand corrected.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, can I just, since we're gonna table, let's talk about your credit real quick.
Sure.
And, let me slide down here.
Child support. Way behind.
Yeah.
Sir, that's so I've been fighting with Duval County for the last 4 months over that. I am not behind. I'm actually 100% paid up on that. I have documentations with my ex-wife saying you don't owe anything. So we're fighting with Duval County. I have sent the things over and over again, and they're saying, yeah, we don't know what's going on. So I mean, I don't know. Can I show you all the documentation that I have with my ex-wife saying you don't owe anything? I've never been behind like this at all in my entire life. This is clearly an error on Duval County. And I'll show you, like I said, I'll be more than happy to send it with everything that my ex-wife has signed, saying that you're 100% paid up. Sure.
Yeah, Dan, please supply that, and then give us some updates on the Capital One and First Premier. Or they're showing us charged off as bad debts. That's not something we like to see. Can you try to address those two in the next 30 days?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Back
I
in
think that'd be helpful.
2015. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, back in 2015, I was actually working for Bank of America. I got laid off. I got behind on a bunch of different bills and credit cards. Since then, I've been working to pay others off. I literally had a bunch of things that went to collections back at that time. So I've just been going through Credit Karma, and according to Credit Karma, I had everything paid off. It wasn't until you guys actually pulled like the extensive one, and it showed that I still received. So as soon as I can get some extra money, I'm definitely going to take care of those as well. But like I said, those are like 6 years old now.
How much time do you think you'll need?
To get those cleared up?
Yeah, right, to get it cleared up and get the documentation to Hillsborough County so we can confirm it.
I mean, I'll try to take care of all that this week.
Yeah. Okay. Now, don't forget. Also, we'd like to get copies of your other license that you own.
Sure.
That you have. And I don't think. And then so he's going for a painting license.
Yeah.
Which there's no dispute. We don't have a problem with his experience. So it's simply we want to see verification of your other licenses just to confirm.
Sure.
You know, you are who you are, and then we want to see those problems with your credit. We want to see verification, or especially that child support thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, just can I have a quick question with staff? When one of your codes enforcement guys are out there and they see a guy that's flashing a business credentials that say does construction and home repairs, and he really only holding a painting license, but he's advertising under an entirely different layer of information. How do y'all approach something like that?
If he has basically a truck with anything on there advertising he's doing that, when we go in and we talk, if it doesn't have a contractor's license number on it that we can verify, we try to get a copy of a bid if it's a homeowner's house, and then we will give them a $2,000 citation for unlicensed contracting or advertising as a contractor in Hillsborough County without a license.
Okay. So Dan, you hear that?
Yes. So I mean, so what do I need to change the name of my company, or?
I would be careful flashing that business license around that you do construction and home repairs in Hillsborough County if you're just a painter. You may want to.
And I would recommend putting a white magnetic sign over anything you have on your truck if you don't have a county or a license in Hillsborough County, because you're advertising as a contractor, whether you are trying to advertise as a contractor or not.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
And make a motion to table for 60 days. Let Mr. Taylor get a chance to pull the information together
Second.
as requested.
So mostly motion, Dan Greenberg second, for table for up to 60 days, Henry?
60 days, please.
Yeah, to submit the information as discussed. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Affirmation of citation 2020-0555.
Make a motion to affirm.
Do what?
It's an affirmation of citation.
Yeah, but they're gonna read the case.
Okay, or sorry.
Good morning, board members. My name is Keith Crockett. I'm the Chief of Code Compliance for Hillsborough County. I'm going to give you the case summaries for the two agenda items, number 7 and number 8. First one is case number 2020-0555. The violator is Paul F. Savage Real Estate, LLC, of Fele Ernest M. Jr. The address is 1211 Top Notch Lane. The dates of action are September 25th, 2020. The citation was issued. It was also posted that same date at the property. 12/21/2020, the certified return receipt was returned unsigned. And then there's also a correction here. On January 6th, 2021, the citation was actually posted at the courthouse. The allegations are Paul F. Savage Real Estate, LLC, Fele Ernest M. Jr. has failed to obtain the required elevation certificate for the ag exempt structure and is in willful and deliberate violation of Section 8-1 Hillsborough County Code and of Ordinances, Part A, HCCO as follows. 107.3.5 minimum plan review criteria for buildings, failure to obtain the elevation certificate. Our recommendations, there is one small correction there as well. It says citation be affirmed and it's citation of $500 be affirmed. As written and recorded, a recording fee be assessed and shall constitute a lien against any real or personal property owned by the violator until the fines have been paid and the property is brought into compliance.
Motion?
Mosley, second.
Okay, Palavita and Mosley. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? So moved. Affirmation of violation.
Again, this is Keith Crockett. The case is 2020-0665. The violator, the HD Roofing and Construction LLC, Deliana Rojas Munoz, license number CCC 1331690. The address is 385 Commerce Way, Suite 101, Longwood, Florida 32750. The address of violation is 16004 Palmetto Run Circle, Lithia, Florida 33547. The dates of action on this is 11/20/2020. The notice of violation was issued. 11/23/2020. The citation was issued and mailed via certified letter to Deliana Rojas Munoz. On 12/2/2020, the certified mail receipt was returned signed. The allegations are HD Roofing and Construction LLC has failed to correct violations within 30 days and call for reinspection and is in willful and deliberate violation of Section 8-1 Hillsborough County Construction Code and of Ordinances and Law as follows. 113.6.2.18, allowing a violation to go uncorrected for more than 30 days. Residential building codes R904.1, roof covering materials shall be installed to manufacturer's installation instructions. The recommendations, and this one also has a small correction. It's actually 2 citations of $500 be affirmed as written and a recording fee be assessed and shall constitute a lien against any real or personal property owned by the violator until the fines have been paid and the property is brought into compliance, and recommend suspension of the license holder's ability to have permits issued in Hillsborough County.
Okay, is the contractor here or represented?
Yes, thank you. My name is Scott Scheffler. I'm with the law firm of Warman and Scheffler in Winter Park, Florida. I represent HD Roofing and Construction LLC. My clients, who are the owners of HD Roofing, David and Deliana Munoz, Ms. Munoz being the qualifying license holder for the company, are also appearing on this video call.
Okay. Go ahead, present your case.
Okay, thank you. So here, the HD Roofing was hired by the homeowners, Mr. and Mrs. Almeida, to replace the roof at their residence at 16004 Palmetto Run Circle in Lithia, Florida. HD performed the work, completed the installation of the roof, and received payment from the Almeida's insurance company for that project. Here's where things start to get a little bit sideways, and I think is what brings us here today. There was an inspection, a final inspection of the roof by the Hillsborough County Building Department that was passed. That was passed on September 11th of 2020. I have the screenshot that I pulled down from the website. Unfortunately, I don't think a copy of it made it into the packet, but I can screen share if the board would like. Subsequently, there was a re-inspection that occurred on October the 15th of 2020. We understand that re-inspection came about as a result of the homeowners contacting the building department, expressing displeasure with the roof in general. Subsequently, there was a series of emails and letters between myself, HD Roofing, Mr. and Mrs. Almeida, the homeowners, and then I also had a series of emails which I have submitted in the board packet with Travis Minnis, who is the, I believe the title is Executive Director at the Building Department in Hillsborough County. Importantly, in those emails with Mr. Minnis, I requested clarification as to what the issue was. And let me go back a second. After the re-inspection occurred in October, and the citation was then issued on November 23rd, HD Roofing went back out to the property and re-inspected the roof, and in our opinion couldn't find anything wrong. We weren't sure exactly what the issue was that prompted the citation. The citation, as you'll note, the description is, it just says roof covering materials shall be installed to manufacturer's installation instructions. We didn't see anything wrong with the roof. Importantly, the board should note, we have received no correspondence, nor I believe is there any in the board packet, indicating that there has been any issues with the roof in terms of water intrusion, leaks, failures in any way. It is simply that the homeowners apparently are dissatisfied with the roof. But going back to my email exchange with Mr. Minnis, if you'll note in your packet, in my email exchange with him, you will see an email from Mr. Minnis dated December 23rd, in which he clarified what the specific issue was. And in that December 23rd email, Mr. Minnis says, the roof edge was installed with nails protruding from the aluminum and is required to be continuous with a 3-inch overlap at all seams, including the outside corners. He goes on to say, if the roofing company can work with the homeowner to make the proper repairs and bring the roof into compliance, the citation will be ripped up and the case closed. So based upon that email exchange, I then had a series of emails with Mr. Almeida trying to schedule a time that would be convenient for him, for us to come back out there and look at the drip edge and replace the drip edge. We offered to replace the drip edge. We didn't necessarily agree that there was a problem, but we weren't about to argue the point. We wanted to do what the county had directed, and we wanted to remedy whatever situation regarding the roof edge was being asserted. So since that time, and you will note in the board packet in the documents that I submitted to the board, in my emails and letters with the Almeidas, I repeatedly asked, what date would you like us to come out there to perform this work? And instead, I never got an answer. Instead, Mr. Almeida wanted to argue, demanding copies of HD Roofing's insurance information, demanding a detailed explanation of the means and methods that HD intends to use while they're up there. And I continually parroted what was in Mr. Minnis's email and what was in the citation itself, which was HD Roofing is ready, willing, and able to bring the roof edge into conformance with the manufacturer's installation instructions. I don't believe there's any more detail that's necessary for us to give to Mr. Almeida. And of course, the purpose of today's hearing on this citation is for the board to, from our end, to know that HD will do what it has been directed. But the issue is we cannot simply just go out there and go up on the homeowner's roof and do this work without their authorization. We risk the homeowner claiming trespassing, and certainly they have communicated multiple times that they are not agreeable to us coming out there and just doing the work. So the issue with the citation in terms of compliance within 30 days, it's been impossible. We've done everything we can in terms of trying to do the work, but certainly we couldn't do it within a 30-day time frame if the homeowners won't let us come out there and perform the work. So you'll note also the other document I submitted was my letter of December 28th to the Almeidas, in which I reiterated what I've just told the board now, which is we have informed the building department that HD Roofing stands ready and willing to replace and install a new drip edge in the interest of bringing this matter to a conclusion. This letter will act to confirm to you HD Roofing's above stated position as well. In order to replace the new drip edge, HD Roofing will need your confirmation that you authorize HD Roofing to perform the scope of work. And upon receipt of your written confirmation by reply email to me, a representative of HD Roofing will contact you to schedule a mutually convenient date and time for the work to be performed. So we stand here. The last of the emails I submitted with Mr. Almeida was dated January 4th. I have not received any further responses from him since that January 4th email, and they still have not given us authorization to come out to the house and do the work. If they will simply let us come out there and do it, certainly we will call for a reinspection. The inspector can verify whether we have addressed the issue that's set forth in the citation, and we'll be happy to bring this to a conclusion. Thank you.
You have questions you want to hear from the homeowner?
Yeah, the homeowner.
The homeowner is available?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Name and address?
Hi, my name's Angelo Almeida. I'm retired from the USMC with 39 years. I have a lot of ailments, so I'm allowing my son to be my proxy concerning this issue.
I'm David Almeida. I reside at 16004 Palmetto Run Circle, Lithia, Florida 33547.
Okay. Tell us what your side of the story is here.
Well, we can start off with, I submitted in the packet to Keith Crockett a letter from the November 23rd inspection that Scott Scheffler is referencing, where he claims his client completed an inspection on the property and has made the determination that there's nothing wrong with the roof. It's done by Finley Investigative Network, there's a long track record of David Munoz lying, misrepresenting, passing lies on to his attorney. If the board would be able to reference the letter from the Finley Investigative Network, it states, on November 23rd, I arrived at your home located at 16004 Palmetto Run Circle at 10:50 a.m. to observe an inspection by your roof, on your roof by HD Roofing. 3 representatives of the company arrived around 11 a.m. You told the HD Roofing supervisor that they could inspect the roof if they did not cause any damage. They said they would need to slightly pull up shingles to complete the inspection, which they said would not cause damage. You agreed to let them start the inspection. They set up a ladder, which went up to the second story of the house. During the inspection, one of the workers pulled up a shingle and a cracking sound could be heard. You told the supervisor that you did not want the inspection to continue until you received an email from their attorney stating that an destructive inspection would take place. Since you did not receive an email from the attorney, you asked to postpone the inspection for 2 weeks. The HD representative said they would coordinate with the county inspector so they could show up on the same day to determine how the roof needed to be repaired to pass the county inspection. So Scott Scheffler stating that his client completed inspection on November 23rd is patently, it's false. It's a lie. It did not occur. So he can't make that assertion that they inspected the roof and it passed because no inspection took place. Letter, which was also included in the packet, states there will be no destructive testing performed during the inspection. And his client began prying up the shingles along the drip edge that compromised the starter strip, which is adhered with self-sealing adhesive. That compromises it. That constitutes a destructive testing because you don't know if it's going to re-adhere.
Let me interrupt
Yes?
you for 1 second, please. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Did we get that letter that he's?
We received a lot of emails, and I know we have provided some in the packet, and I know we have a folder of.
I have the whole packet. I got a pictures, but the paper that he's reading from, I've never seen. Anybody else seen it?
It'll be entitled Finley Investigative Network. It'll have a shark fin in the upper corner.
I understand that, but I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm looking for information. You know, there was a ton of pictures that were submitted separately, but I'm not seeing a report like that.
Mr. Chairman, if I might jump in for a second, this is Scott Scheffler. Thank you. I didn't want to just presume. The issue today is what is in the citation. That is the county.
Okay, yeah, understand that.
Yeah, this is an independent letter from some company I guess they've hired. It's not necessarily relevant to today's proceedings. If they feel that there are issues with the roof that they want to take some sort of action on privately, then that's certainly their prerogative. We're dealing with what the county has found.
Time out.
Okay.
Well, and going back to that, the offer to replace the drip edge is a bad faith offer from Scott Scheffler and HD Roofing. One, according to the Ashley Moody attorney
Okay,
general
hang
website.
on. I'm not
Yes?
done yet. Okay. Let me finish my thoughts and then we'll get back to you in a second. So we do not have those letters. That's number one. Okay. If you have anything that addresses the citation from the county, that's what we want to hear. Our scope is limited to what the citation is. If you have issues with the entire roof or other things that were not cited by the county, that's why the 558 notice and those other remedies at civil court are appropriate. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice, but I know after doing this for 30 years, that's the right route. The only thing we get to address as the building board of appeals is code-related issues. The roofer was cited for code-related violations, and based on that, that's what we want to hear about. That's great that you have a roofing report from Sharkfin. That's for circuit court. That's not for us right here. So you have anything that addresses specifically what the county had cited the roofer for? That's what I want to hear.
I submitted a September 28th. I had a roof inspection performed by Shingle Masters, Rock Bouchane, in which he stated the drip edge. After inspecting the roof at Palmetto Run Circle, it is my opinion that the roof needs to be fully replaced. The eaves drip was installed improperly. Your aluminum fascia isn't on an angle, and the eaves drip should have been squeezed to make it tighter, so it would be tight against the aluminum fascia. There's a gap along the entire roof, also a large amount of nails missed. Since the nails are missed, the eaves drip is not secured properly, and wind could damage this more easily. That's one of the, he also put at the end of that email that the entire roof was installed poorly. The offer to get.
Excuse me, sir. Sir?
Yes.
So you've ignored the request by the roofer's attorney to let them come back and fix it, but yet you went and got another roofer to do some more scouting for you, some more inspections for you. Is that right?
No, this inspection was done in October. I have not ignored the attorney's request. I've accepted the attorney's offer. I would like to, one, have a proof of a current insurance that they have before they come on my property. That's common for a contractor to provide and shouldn't be a problem for him to provide. Ashley Moody, the Attorney General, states before a contractor does work, you should have a copy of their insurance and verify that it's current. Scott,
did you hire these guys? Did you hire this roofer?
Yes.
Okay. And you were so obviously you were satisfied with them from the beginning. Is that correct?
Yes, but since this has gone on since May 15th, I went into this not knowing all the nuances. That
Is the roof leaking? Is the roof falling apart, leaking right now?
I don't know. I haven't gone up there and looked. I do not know.
Do you see the evidence of it?
I see evidence that the drip edge is not installed properly, that there's nails going down, and that there's.
Have they asked to come back and fix it?
Yes.
Okay, so where are we at?
They need to tell me how they're going to fix it.
So you want a proof of insurance now after the job? Okay, after you already hired them once, you want proof of insurance, and now you won't respond back and allow them to come back and try to correct it, like a normal good contractor would want to do.
They are more than welcome to come back and correct it. But
that'd be so nice.
What was that?
That'd be a great start to this solution, rather than getting attorneys involved and all these other problems. I mean, we got so much going on. Y'all need to work that out.
Well, if they provide their insurance and tell me how they're going to do it, which is perfectly reasonable.
But if you won't respond back to them, how can they do that? I think that they're willing to do that. I believe that attorney sounded pretty reasonable, and I believe that they want to make an effort to resolve this and move on and get going. And I think if you give them a courtesy to do that, I think you'll be pleased and everybody will be happy.
On January 4th, if you read the email, I went back and forth with Scott Scheffler pretty much all day, and I said he's more than welcome to come out. Please provide me the insurance and a plan for how you're going to fix it. It's that simple. He refuses to provide the information. I'm totally reasonable to have them come out. They're more than welcome to come out once they provide the insurance.
The documentation we have, sir, the documentation we have shows he's the one making all the efforts to reach out to you, and we see nothing back from you showing the same courtesy.
Hey, Mr. Almeida,
the email packet. It's in the email packet where I've made the offer numerous times. It was sent in the email packet. I think my last email. Let's see, because I know it was sent. So let me pull it up, and I can read to you what I wrote to them then.
This is now the third time I'm asking for a detailed description of your client's plans to remove and replace the eave drip on my home. What plan is in place to ensure there is no other shingles? Is that the one you're trying to read?
Might be, yeah. Where I've asked for a plan.
That's January 4th. This is Mr. Shields, okay? The thing is this, you have every right to ask for that insurance paperwork, and I think Scott would provide that for you, Mr. Scheffler. I think they can get you a detailed plan of how they'll remove that. I think you want to be assured that the eave drip can be removed. The shingles on the bottom courses can be removed without damaging other shingles. The peel and stick starter roll will have to be replaced. I think they can put that in writing for you. What I think the board is trying to do here is to get you to allow them to perform this and for you to be assured that it could be done correctly. I know that the county will come back at the end and re-inspect it. If there's any torn shingles or anything above there that need to be replaced, I bet the county will say, hey, this is not code again, because you can't put shingles up there that are torn. But the thing is, we've got to get through the bickering and we need to get in writing. Mr. Scheffler, are you still on here?
I am, yes.
I think, Scott, if you could get them some detailed thing from HD Roofing that states how it'll take place. I think they are entitled to insurance paperwork. I want Mr. Almeida to know that this can be done. The E-drip can be replaced. The shingles on the edge can be replaced. The starter roll can be replaced. If the fascia board, the aluminum fascia board has been damaged, I think HD Roofing should replace the aluminum fascia board where the nails have protruded from all the pictures. And I think this is something to get done. I think HD is really trying hard to get this done. We all are contractors on this board, and when we get into situations like this, we all do, we want to go back and make the customer happy. And I think the customer has to give you permission to do it in writing. And I think you guys ought to do the simple thing of getting them the insurance paperwork and a little detailed explanation of what you'll do. You won't leave the fascia board all bent up and nails protruding through it. I could bring 10 roofers out here that need work that could go up on any roof, including my own or Mr. McEnany's, and tell you how bad the roof is. So in this situation, the county has given us a pass on the original inspection. That does not hold up in court. The contractor is responsible at the end of the day if the county makes a mistake. Obviously, the county may have missed something. We're back here at where we are now, and we just need to go forward. I think we're wasting the board's time. I think you guys need to figure this out. I really do. I think it's a simple solution if everybody will just put their egos behind them and go forward.
One thing that I'd like to say is that the reason why I want a detailed explanation of how it's going to be done is when David Munoz came to the house on November 23rd, I asked him, how are you going to replace the drip edge? And he told me that they're going to pry it up, peel up the underlayment, pull the nails out, then they're going to slap some tar down and put the roof back down. I've contacted Certainty Roofing. That is not manufacturer specifications, not even close. I can provide the board with the emails. I didn't do it today because this was concerning the violation and not the replacement. But according to the manufacturer, the starter strip needs to be replaced. The underlayment will be compromised. So the underlayment, that entire sheet, will need to be replaced.
No, sir, they will not need to be replaced. They can cut the eave drip and cut the starter roll right at the top of the eave drip, install the new eave drip and put a new starter roll that'll go back on the existing peeling stick, because we do put our eave drip on top of the peeling stick underlayment or whatever underlayment you have on that house, and then we put a starter roll on top of the eave drip that goes on top of the felt paper. This can be done. If you want it done, it can be done and done to code and the manufacturer's specs. I think you need to hear that from somebody I've got 40 years myself. Our family's been here 70 years, and I think Mike would attest to what I'm saying. This can be done and give your father the roof he deserves. It should last 20, 25 years, but it's not. I don't care what this other roofer tells you. They're not going to rip up your underlayment, the whole sheet of underlayment. They're going to cut it right above the eave drip, take off the eave drip, put the eave drip back down. They'll put another piece of probably underlayment underneath the eave drip, and then a 6-inch piece, and then they're going to cover it with the peeling stick, and so it'll go back the way it's supposed to go to code. And that is the code. So it can be done correctly if you'll just allow the gentleman to do his work.
Great. As soon as Scott Scheffler provides the insurance information up to date and provide that in writing, they have the green light to go ahead and proceed once it's done in writing. Absolutely. That sounds totally reasonable, and I agree with you 100%.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we need.
If I could just jump in one last second here. As I say, Mr. and Ms. Munoz are on right now. I don't know if the board wants to hear what their exact plans are in terms of what their the scope work they're planning on doing. It sounds much like what Mr. Shields just described. I will tell you this. First of all, David I guess it's David Almeida, who's the one that's speaking here. He's not one of the homeowners. I've been dealing, if you'll notice the emails exchange, they're all signed as Angelo Almeida, who is the father, who is the homeowner. Apparently, I wasn't dealing with Angelo. I was dealing with the son, and that's not made clear in the emails, and apparently he's driving this train. I want to make sure I'm clear on what the board is asking of us. Number one, that we provide a copy of certificate of liability insurance for each. I'm sorry.
Time out. That's not what we're asking for. Okay, it's my turn now.
Yes, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. We're not asking you to provide anything. We're here to address were there code violations. And that's the charges. Allowing code violation to go uncorrected for more than 30 days, and that there was a violation relative to the residential building code. So that's a yes or no question. Based on what everybody has presented and the pictures, me personally, I think your client's guilty of those allegations. Beyond that, we can't make you or tell you how to fix the roof. That's a civil matter, and you and the homeowner, your clients and the homeowner need to resolve that issue. So personally, I've heard enough. Unless any of the board members have any other questions, I'm ready for a motion on the allegations.
What are the ramifications for the contractor if he's found guilty of the allegations?
Well, either he violated those provisions of the code or he didn't. Based on all the evidence presented, personally, I think he did, but you and Doug are the roofing experts.
Okay, well, yeah, I need Doug to weigh in on this, but will it affect his license? How does it affect his license?
It's just a mark that, yes, he violated the code.
And he paid a
Good
fine.
morning. This is Cherie with the County Attorney's Office. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Cherie.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Good morning, Sheree. Can you hear us? Sherry, can you hear us?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us? Sherry, right now your microphone is muted. Hello, Sherry, can you hear us? Your microphone is muted right now. Seems that Sherry might be having some technical difficulties.
I'm trying to call her. Yeah, we can't hear you. Is your microphone muted?
Tried to. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, there's some type of feedback.
Yeah, because I'll hang up my phone. Can you hear us now?
Sherry, can you hear us now? Your microphone is muted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Maybe we
Can
should
you
all
hear me?
nod. Yes.
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 I'm sorry.
Sorry. I think the question was how would this impact his license? And I think the board, from what I read from the case summary, was that his permitting privileges would be suspended until the job is completed or until the violations have been corrected. So that's how the impact would occur.
That's only if county or if the board upholds the staff recommendations. Right now, we're talking about the allegations. If he's found guilty of the allegations, then we would go on to recommendations. So
that is correct. But I thought one of the questions that was asked was, if he were found to be in violation, how would this impact his permitting privileges? So I would advise the board just I guess now you're going to vote on the violations, the allegations, and then we'll go to the next step after that.
That's what I was trying to explain to my colleagues here,
Okay.
that first we address the allegations. If you agree that he violated those portions of the code, then we either accept or deny the allegations, and after that, then we move on to recommendations and a punishment of some kind if necessary.
And on that subject, Sam, I mean, so he did the job. Apparently, I couldn't pull the photos up, and Doug has seen them, but apparently he did not. He made some clear violations. The county missed it during their inspection. They came back for another inspection, and at the owner's request, and then that's when they recognized that there was a problem. Since then, that contractor has been trying to come back out. From what I can see, has tried to come back out and resolve it. The homeowner's son has not allowed him to come out there.
Okay, number one, if the county misses it, oh well, they have sovereign immunity. But the question is, did the contractor commit these two, is he guilty of these two allegations, yes or no?
If the allegation we're talking about is allowing a violation to go uncorrected for more than 30 days, it's not his fault.
Okay, well, then you can take them separately, but really the primary allegation was the roof covering installed in accordance with the manufacturer's installation instructions.
Okay, allegation one, okay, I agree with you totally. The thing I don't like is the original verbiage on the allegation is HD Roofing has failed to correct violation was at 30 days and call for reinspection and is willful and deliberate violation. I don't think any of this was willful and deliberate. So if you want to take it that way, I'll take allegation number one. I'd make a motion to deny allowing a violation to go uncorrected for more than 30 days. I would say I make a motion to oppose it.
So you say not guilty on the allegation number one. That's your motion. Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
So I have Shields and McEnany not guilty or negative on allegation number one. Any other discussion?
Yes, may I say something?
No. Only with the board members at this point. Okay, no, none of the board members do. So I'd like to see all those in favor of the motion as presented to say not guilty of allegation number one, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Allegation number two.
Under number two, I've got a question.
Okay.
With the starter roll in place, did the county ever, could I ask the county guy, did he ever find information that shows that it wasn't nailed every 3 inches? Did he ever pull up the starter roll and say, yeah, this isn't nailed every 3 inches? Because that's what would bring it to against the manufacturer's installation instructions.
All right, Doug, I'm asking Keith or Travis to come up. So Keith, come up.
Sorry, Sam.
This is Keith Crockett again. The county, when doing inspections, does not pull up the starter shingles or anything to look at that, to verify that.
Right, there's no way, because if they're doing an in progress and a final, they're not going to do any type of destructive inspection unless they were physically nailing down the starter strip or the deep drip at the time that you were there or the inspector was there. They wouldn't know. So,
correct.
Travis, can I ask you a question? Travis, were you going by that the eave drip was, the nails were protruding through the eave drip in some spots and through the aluminum fascia?
I did not go out to this site and do this. This was done with the original building inspectors because it's permitted. So it wasn't an after the fact situation.
Right. Okay, so in my heart, and I don't know HD Roofing from Adam, but in my heart, if they've nailed that eave drip every 3 inches, then they've done it to code, except they did a poor job aesthetically and have it sticking through the fascia. And that again would be a matter, like Sam's saying, between the homeowner and the family about fixing something aesthetically. So I can't say that, hey, this was not done to code. Correct, Mike?
I think part of the problem was on one of those outside corners, if you look at it, it's not continuous around the corner. That's the part about the 3-inch overlap and being continuous. And also, I might say quality, but having nails protruding through the eave drip outside doesn't make it watertight from basically being able to rot the subfascia.
With that in mind, I'll take allegation number 2 and say he is guilty of allegation number 2. I appreciate that information.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any additional discussion?
Well, why? This is going to result in what, a $500 fine, right?
Yes.
If this would have been caught on the final roof inspection, it would have resulted in what? A $77
A
inspection?
red tag.
A red tag. Maybe no fee at all.
Right. But again, the county's job is not to be the quality assurance.
Exactly.
For the contractors. You're a provider, so are we. Yeah.
Right. But it should have been caught on the final roof inspection, not after the fact.
Okay, and the contractors, foreman or lead man should have spotted it when they were actually doing the work too. So
Oh,
there's lots of
absolutely.
People
Absolutely.
to point fingers at.
Yeah, I agree with that point, Sam. It'd be hard to let this default to let it be the county's responsibility. It's a shiner, it's a simple thing. It's hard for me to believe it's a $500 fine at this point because it's so simple. But I don't think it's the county's fault. You know, their on-job superintendent should have caught it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a $500 fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call the questions. I have a motion and a second to find the contractor guilty of allegation number 2, and that's failure to install the roof covering material in accordance with the manufacturer's installation instructions. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Fine, unanimous. Recommendations?
I recommend that
Sam,
if,
Yes,
I was going to ask that you go through the recommendations one by one.
there's only
Separately.
one.
What is the record? Okay, could you read it again for the record?
Okay, so the recommendation is number 1, citation be affirmed as written, which we voted to change it, right? And a recording fee be assessed and shall constitute a lien against any real or personal property owned by the violator until the fines have been paid and the property is brought into compliance and in compliance. Recommend suspension, revocation of license holders' ability to have permits issued in Hillsborough County. That's the recommendation.
Okay, I think the lien part needs to be removed if he's a certified state contractor. The
Right.
second part is okay, but about the being reduced to a lien and et cetera, that needs to be removed and just do the suspension revocation until the violation, which means he would have to correct the roof, and then his permitting privileges would be reinstated.
I'd like to recommend that if he can get it done within 30 days, that we release him of the $500 fine. Also,
It has to agree to that. We're not allowed to lower citations, correct?
But this is all dependent, really, from everything I can see, it's all dependent on the homeowner allowing him access to do the job. We can make all these rulings here, but if the homeowner refuses to let him come on the site, then nothing is going to get resolved.
Okay, and we have precedents that if the homeowner refuses the contractor access, it comes back and presents an affidavit that the homeowner absolutely refuses them access to the roof, and we've thrown the whole thing out. Fair enough. Yep.
Well, yes, but also the board can clarify the motion and put language upon approval by the homeowner, the contractor be given 30 days. You can put that into your motion. You can,
Okay. Right. All right, so
upon
who's gonna
approval by the homeowner.
So who's going to correct the motion?
Who's going to craft it? Who's going to dictate the motion?
Well, you just restate the motion.
Right. What's
You
your
want to
motion?
give him
We'll give him 30 days. Can we increase it to 90 days?
30 days. Let's get it over with.
Okay, you want to take a stab at it, Doug? Go ahead.
Oh, boy.
can't pull the motion, the first one. So,
Okay, you want me to help you? So the citation is affirmed, we already did that, as written, and a recording fee be assessed, okay? Then we're gonna
We're
get
not
rid of
going
the
to record
word.
the, right.
Say
We're not
again?
going to record the lien, Sam. We're not going to record the
Okay.
lien.
So we're gonna have a citation affirmed as written, period. There's no
Not as
lien.
written. Right. But it's going to be modified because you found him not guilty of the one element in the citation.
Okay,
So the board found
citation,
him guilty.
citation will be as modified by the board vote under allegations 1 and 2. So we'll work
Right,
on that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that we're only, the citation be affirmed as pertaining to allegation number 2, period.
2, yeah.
Okay? After that, the contractor has 30 days with the homeowner's permission and acceptance to bring the property into compliance. If it doesn't happen that way, then suspension, revocation of the license holder's ability to have permits issued in Hillsborough County.
Until compliance has been achieved.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Until compliance is achieved, that's the punishment.
Yes.
And what about the $500?
in the $500, obviously, we're assuming that HD Roofing is eager to get over there and get it resolved, but if they're the part of the delay,
that's not our.
That's not our job.
Right, but the 30 days should not start until they're given the approval. So 30 days upon approval of the homeowner's consent to correct the violations, then that's when it should start.
And then how long does the homeowner have to approve of the work to be done?
Well, the way the motion is written, are as stated, the contractor has 30 days after the homeowner gives consent to correct the violations. Once they're corrected, I assume the county will inspect, and then his permitting privileges will not be placed on hold.
Okay, and then I'd like to have the if it's possible, the $500 fine removed if all this happens.
Okay, so let's ask the building department, do they have any objections to, if he completes the work as stated by the board, that the fine be removed? So we'll ask Mr. Menace that.
The building department has no objections as long as the project is brought into compliance and passes the final inspection.
Okay.
Okay, I have a motion. Who's the second?
Second.
A second.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Under
Sam, I would
discussion.
add,
Go ahead.
excuse me, I would add also that the Florida Industry Licensing Board be notified of this board's action. That's included, okay?
That's part of the note of the order. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? All's in favor of the motion is presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Sam.
Okay.
Thank you for
Yes,
your time
Doug.
today.
Sam, I'd like to thank the county for the job. The only way you're going to get this going forward was to bring it in front of us, and they took a lot of time on it, and I appreciate the county and the inspectors doing it. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, I have one last item, I believe. Reduction, Travis?
Yes, the last item is about an order that was done in, for case number 20160763. I'm sorry, Travis Menace, Executive Manager of Inspections and Code Compliance. The address is 11110 Rising Mist Boulevard, and Lysandra Alvarez Leo and Juan Casca. I believe they're here in the meeting and they request to have a modification of the board order. Lysandra or Juan, are you here?
Hi, this is Ann Vandenberg. I'm an attorney representing Mr. Koska. And I know that he is not present. I don't know whether Ms. Lau is present.
Okay, or would you like to present what you're requesting the board order to be modified for?
Yes, thank you very much. As I said, I'm an attorney with Marchena and Graham, and we're representing Mr. Koska. He owns multiple buildings in Hillsborough County, and one of them, his home, was the subject of this building code violation. He paid the fine of $1,500 almost a year ago and received a letter saying that a satisfaction of lien was going to be filed. I've attached that in the material that was sent to you. But because the proof of resolution of the violation was never provided, the satisfaction has not been filed. The lien attaches to all of his property, including commercial property at 5625 East Broadway. A closing the week of March 5th. The Broadway property has nothing to do with the violation. The fine has been fully paid, and we are requesting that there be a partial release of the lien on the property at 5625 East Broadway so that closing can proceed without any problems. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions? So it's just a motion to accept that payment and approve it. It doesn't have any negative impact on the county because the lien's already been paid.
Yeah, the lien's been paid and they'll have to bring the deck into compliance on the property that it's cited for. So the county has no problem with a partial release to sell this other property.
Okay. Motion?
Motion to approve or affirm or approve.
Approve.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Mosley, second.
Question? No? All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, any other off-agenda items? Okay, housekeeping. Jason, we're going to talk about, are people having trouble accessing the information? We were talking about that this morning. That when the files are sent out, is everybody able to open the files? Yes.
Yeah. With some help today, this morning early, I was able to.
Okay. I know Doug normally has no problem. Chuck's having challenges, he told me. So, okay, so we're good to go with that. Cherie, you still on the call? Cherie?
Yes, I'm here.
Jason, did you hear from Bill Devers?
No, not that I'm aware of. I did not hear from him. I'm not sure if Kimber did.
Can we check with her? Because this has been like months that, I mean, he usually notifies somebody, but we didn't hear from him. I didn't talk to him last week, so I don't know if he was available. He seems to be missing more than he's here. So we just want to address that. Anybody else? Any information, questions, discussion? Okay, next meeting is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. Same place, 0900, starting at 8:30 to get online with the hybrid meeting. And other than that, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good month.